Hi everybody, this is Jeremy Baker, and I've gotten a few requests lately asking me to do a video going over everything I bring out fishing with me, all my gear and tackle and so forth. So that's what this video is going to be about. As you can see, I've got my Tackle Warehouse backpack tackle bag with me here. All together, everything inside with the bag and everything, it weighs right about 13.5 pounds or so. This is what I take with me bank fishing. Everything you're going to see inside, I usually also take with me when I go out my kayak. I just take the tackle boxes and Ziploc bags and so forth, and I just put them in the back of my kayak in the milk crate. So just about everything you see in here is also going on in the kayak with me. So we'll go ahead and get into what's in each individual pocket, inside and out, and then I'll go into a little more detail later what's in each Ziploc bag and tackle box and so forth. I'll try to go through this a little quick so it's not too long of a video. So we'll go ahead and get started. And the front pocket here, I really don't keep too much in this front pocket carry with me. That's where I usually just keep lures. After I've changed the lure, I'll put it in here and let it dry out. One side here, I've got a multi-purpose tool. This is just a Leatherman multi-purpose tool, pliers, knives, and tweezers, and things like that. In this pocket here, I don't have anything here right now, but this is where I usually will put a Gatorade or a water bottle. I always make sure to carry with me my fish grips. And on this side, I also carry a scale, and this is the new digital fish grip scale that I picked up from Tackle Warehouse recently. In these side pockets, also, you can fit two fishing rods in here, and usually I'll carry somewhere between 2 and 3 with me when I go bank fishing. When I'm kayak fishing, I'll carry from 3 to 5 with me kayak fishing. And this pocket here, always make sure to bring sunscreen and bug spray. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start getting inside the tackle bag. So in these front little pockets here, one thing I always got tied on here, and I've got another one that's on my kayak permanently too, is a boomerang cutting tool, which is great for cutting braid. That's what I fish with mostly, and this is one of the better tools I've seen that will cut braid really, really well. I also carry, let's see, I usually carry 2, I don't think I've only got one in here now, but a booyah rag to help keep a little bit of the sun off me on those bright sunny days. Fishing license, which you need to carry all the time, of course. And let's see here, in this pocket here, I keep, I usually just bring 1 spool extra fishing line with me. Right now I've got some 14-pound. Usually I carry 12-pound fluorocarbon, and I use that as a leader. All my fishing poles are reeled up with braid, even my spinning rod. So I'll usually use 12-pound with as a leader for that. I also carry with me in this little front pocket here the Bass Pro Wacky Rig tool. It's, you just slide the worm right on in the Senko worm in there, slide that O-ring over the top of it, and position anywhere you want in the worm, and just wacky rig it from there. And then I also carry some extra, some of these treble hook bonnets, which you can get at Bass Pro, and these are great to put on there to let them dry in this pocket, and also great to, I just keep them all my treble hook lures to help also keep them from tangling up, and also it limits the amount of holes that you put in your fingers too. Alright, so as you can see also here, you got a couple of Ziploc bags here that are in here, and this is where I keep my soft plastics that I use most often. I got some brush hogs and ugly otters and some different Senkos and trailers in here. Also in here fits 13600 series tackle box, and this is my terminal tackle. Again, we'll go into more detail later in the video of what's in all these Ziploc bags and tackle boxes. And I'll also keep in there my release ruler. And this guy here, I don't carry on my kayak because I've got marked off on the side of my kayak a measurement scale, so I can measure the length of the fish on the side of my boat. But when I go bank fishing, this is what I use to measure the length of the fish I catch. Alright, so that covers that pocket there. We'll go ahead and open up the main compartment here and show you what we got inside. So right here you've got 2 pockets here, and I keep some other soft plastics that I may not use as often as the ones in the front pocket, but ones I still fish with, or ones I haven't tried yet that I want to give a try next time I go out fishing. And then also there's 2 3700 series Plano boxes. One's Topwater and one's hard baits. And so now we'll go ahead and get into what's in each individual tackle box and also these Ziploc bags. Okay, so here are the soft plastics, or some of the soft plastics that I take out fishing with me. These I keep up in the front of my tackle warehouse backpack. I keep these in the front pocket because these are the soft plastics that I use the most. You actually get a few more of these zipper style containers with the tackle bag, but I just carry what I need. So let's go ahead and show you what I carry. I've got these Zoom brush hogs. I carry green pumpkin, and I carry June bug, and these Zoom brush hogs are my favorite soft plastic baits to throw. So I carry some of these. I've got several different several packages of these, and I'll just refill up what I've got in this package and carry about 4 or 5 of each of them when I go out fishing. I've also got these Gambler Ugly Otters. These are the 4-inch Ugly Otters, and these guys, I actually got the green pumpkin ones in a recent mystery tackle box. I liked them so much I ordered a couple packages of them. I've got them in Copperfield and green pumpkin. Here are the Ugly Otters. And here's the green pumpkin and the Copperfield. Copperfield's kind of a green watermelon red up on top with a kind of a clear white body on the bottom. And in this Ziploc container here, I carry my Cinco worms or stick worms. I'll go ahead and take all these out here. I won't take these out of the package because they're basically all the same, look the same. But I've got the Bass Pro Shops stick worms. These are the Tournament Series Sticko worms, and these are 5-inch, and these are probably the ones I catch the most fish with. I've also got the 5-inch Gary Yamamoto Cincos and green pumpkin, and I've got the Yum Dingers also in green pumpkin and 5-inch size. And the other Ziploc bag that I keep up in the front pocket in my tackle warehouse bag is my trailers. And these are the trailers I use the most. Go ahead and take out these Zoom Super Chunks. These are Zoom Super Chunks in black and blue and also green pumpkin. I really like these as trailers, especially on my jigs. They do a great job. And then also I've got a couple packages of these Gambler Little EZ swim baits that I use as trailers for my chatterbaits. I've got blue, silver, pearl, green pumpkin, and also Copperfield. Go ahead and take these guys out so you can get a little closer look. Here's Copperfield color, which is kind of a, once again, watermelon red with kind of a white bottom to it. And this one here is the green pumpkin. And this is the blue pearl silver. Blue pearl silver is what I use on my my white and chartreuse white chatterbaits. And then my darker chatterbaits, my candy crawls or green pumpkins and so forth, I'll use green pumpkin and also this green white Copperfield, which is once again watermelon green with a white bottom to them. I'll use also this green pumpkin on my black and blue chatterbait, and it does pretty good too. So these are the ones that I keep up front in my tackle warehouse bag, and the ones I use most often. And now I'll go ahead and show you the ones that I keep in the back compartment, the back 2 zipper pockets that I don't use quite as often, but I still use every now and then. All right, so here's the remainder of my soft plastics that I fish with. I keep these in the 2 zipper pockets. It's in the main compartment of the tackle warehouse backpack. I don't fish with these as often as I do the previous soft plastics that I showed you. Those soft plastics I keep in the front. These I've either don't fish with it as often or haven't fished with yet, and I want to try fishing. And most of the ones I haven't fished with yet are ones that came in with my subscription services, Lucky Tackle Box and Mystery Tackle Box. And that's these items here. I've got these bonehead ribbon tail worms. I've got these Z-Man Turbo Craws. I've got these bruiser bait swim baits and green pumpkin. I've got these kicker fish Hightail series. I have fished with these before. These are 8-inch hightail lizard worms, or lizards, soft plastics in green pumpkin. And these guys here, I have caught a couple fish on these. So I'm looking forward to throwing these back out in the spring and see how well they do then. And then I've got these Biospawn plasma tails. These guys I'm really looking forward to fishing with. I haven't tried them yet. I'm gonna first try these on a drop shot. As you know, Biospawn, these are the first Biospawn baits that I've owned. And if you know Gene Jensen, the Fluke Master, his YouTube channel, which is one of the bigger fishing YouTube channels out there, which if you're not subscribed to him, I highly recommend you subscribe to him. He's a really big proponent of Biospawn, so I'm really looking forward to trying these guys out. And over here, I've got some KVD Perfect Plastics coffee swimming caffeine shads. These have some coffee scent on them, and these I have fished quite often, and I have been pretty successful with these. So if I want to throw a little swim or plastic jerk bait out by itself, I usually just Texas rig it with a small weighted hook weight on the bottom of the hook, and these do really, really well for me. And the color on these is watermelon red, and they got a little bit of a coffee scent to them. And now also every now and then I'll try and use these as a trailer too. All right, and also what I've got over here are some Zoom trick worms. I've got them in, let's see, plum apple and watermelon red. And as you will see, watermelon red is probably my favorite color, especially with Zoom soft plastics. Those are the ones that seem to do the best for me in the bodies of water I fish. And here are the two colors that I mainly use in these trick worms. Watermelon red and plum apple, and these are great. These are my favorite soft plastics to use on a drop shot, and they do very, very well for me on a drop shot rig. Next up here, we've got some baby brush hogs in watermelon red, and let's see if I can get the full-size brush hog so you can kind of compare them. So here is the watermelon red, the full-size Zoom brush hog, and here is the baby brush hog, also in watermelon red. Just because it's a smaller bait, normally what I'll do is I'll start fishing the larger one first, the regular brush hog, and if I'm not getting any bites on that, I'll throw out the baby brush hog. And a lot of times the fish just want a smaller profile bait, and they'll go after this smaller one. And just because it's a smaller lure does not mean that you're going to catch just smaller fish on it. I've caught some 4-5 pounders on these baby brush hogs. All right, so next up we've got some, let's see here, we've got some Ultra Vibe Speed Crawls from Zoom. Once again, I got them in watermelon red, and I've got them in June bug. And these are the smaller version of their speed crawls. I will normally use these as trailers on my jigs, or sometimes I'll put them on a chatterbait as a trailer for a smaller profile. And also I've got the larger super speed crawls in watermelon red, and I'll put them together so you can see the size difference. And as you can see, these super speed crawls, a little bit larger body, a little thicker body, and also larger and thicker crawls here, or pinchers. The super speed crawl is what I'll mainly use this. I don't really use it as a trailer, but I'll just rig it up Texas style with maybe a 1/8 ounce tungsten weight and just fish it that way. And whereas the other two are mainly used as trailers. So that covers all the soft plastics that I carry with me fishing. What I'll usually do on my kayak, I don't really bring my tackle warehouse backpack with me many times on my kayak, but what I'll do is I'll take all these soft plastics and put them in a larger Ziploc bag and just throw it in the back of my milk crate. I may not carry all of my all these other items with me, maybe just 1 or 2 of the items I haven't fished with, but I'll just throw them in, once again, I'll just throw them in a Ziploc bag and I'll put them in the back of my milk crate. So that's all for my soft plastics. Now we'll go on to my 3600 and 3700 series Plano boxes that I carry my hard baits and my terminal tackle in. Okay, so here's my 3600 series Plano box that I store my terminal tackle in. Once again, I don't carry everything that I own with me. I just carry what I need and try to keep it light. For example, in this section right here, looks like actually I need to refill these up. I keep my VMC Wacky Rig hooks in there. These are weedless Wacky Rig hooks from VMC. I usually carry 3 or 4 of these along with me. I own about 4 or 5 packages, so I'm not going to carry every package with me, so I'll just fill up 3 or 4 of these at a time. Oops, drop it in there. I've also got these sled jigs, and I can't remember which subscription service I got these from. It was either Lucky Tackle Box or Mystery Tackle Box. I'll go back and figure out where I got which one of these subscription services I got these from, and I'll post it in the video here. There's a couple other items in this box. I'm probably not going to remember exactly where I got them from. I'll go back and figure out where I got them from, and I'll put them in the video for you guys. But these are sled jigs, and these are the only 2 jigs that are non-skirted that I own. So I haven't fished with these yet, but I do want to give them a try and see how well they work out. Also got some shaky heads here, and these are football head, almost football head styles with a flat bottom, and they stand up on the bottom really well. I got these at Cabela's. I can't remember the exact manufacturer of these, but these do really well, and I've caught several fish with these. The times I caught fish with them, I was using Zoom trick worms rigged up on them. And then I've got some 3/0 Gamakatsu EWG hooks that I keep in here. That's these guys here. And in these 4 compartments, that's where I keep my tungsten weights. I've got ½ ounce black bullet weight, tungsten weight. I've got 3/8 ounce green pumpkin. I've got, oops, get back up here, 3/16 ounce green pumpkin, and also 1/8 ounce green pumpkin. And these are the size I fish with the most. I do have 3/4 and a full 1 ounce black tungsten bullet weights, but I haven't run into a situation where I needed to go heavier than this this half ounce tungsten weight has been able to punch through just about all the matted vegetation that I fish, so I don't carry those other ones. If a need arises where the vegetation gets really thick, maybe I'll throw in some heavier ones, but in the meantime, these are the 4 weights that I fish with the most. And I still carry along, even though I switched to tungsten weights, I do carry along with me some, I can get them out here, some lead. These are 1/8 ounce lead bullet weights. I haven't fished with these in a while, but I still carry a few around just in case if a need arises where I want to fish with these. All right, so over here on this section here, I try to keep most of my hooks in the package, just so it's easier to organize that way. I've got some 4/0 EWG Gamakatsu hooks. I've also got here some Lunker City nail weights that I use for Nico rigging, and these are 3/64 ounce. These Mustad grip pin edge hooks, these are 5/0. Again, I can't remember which subscription service I got these from, but I'll put that in the video. I've got some Gamakatsu 1/0 drop shot split shot hooks that I use for drop shotting. These shaky heads, they recently came in one of my subscription boxes. Go ahead and take one out so I can kind of compare these to the ones that I normally fish. I haven't fished with these yet, but I got them in the box because I do want to try these out. And I'll pull these up together so you can kind of see the difference between the 2. Once again, the ones I normally fish with are like a football head, and it's got a flat bottom to them. And this is a complete round, bald, shaky head jig. So I'm going to try these out and see how well they work, so I can kind of compare and contrast. I've also got these impact gripper hooks. These are 3/0 size from Mustad. Again, I got these in a subscription service. I also have these big mouth tube hooks that I also got in a subscription service. These are 4/0 size, and these are just great general all-purpose hooks. And then I've got this Carolina rig, which came in one of the subscription services. I only fished once, and I really didn't give it much time. I got a little impatient with it. I probably fished it for about 15 minutes and haven't fished it since. But I keep it in the my box here in case if a need arises where I want to try this out again. Because although it's one of those techniques that I really don't fish with, it's one of those things as the year comes around, I do want to try and get better at certain techniques. I'm not sure if the Carolina rig is going to be one of the techniques I focus on this next year. But I keep this in the box just in case I do want to bring this out and fish with it. So that's what I've got in my terminal tackle box. Next, I'll show you what I've got in my my hard bait box, my 3700 Plano boxes. All right, so here's my 3700, one of my 3700 series Plano boxes that I take with me, and this one contains all my hard baits. And we'll go ahead and start off with these chatterbaits here. These are Z-Man original chatterbaits, and I got a couple in here that are quarter ounce size original Z-Man chatterbaits. These are both chartreuse and white. And then I've got their sexy, I believe this is their sexy shad color, and this is in 3/8 ounce. This is a Z-Man original chatterbait. And these coming up here, these are New Tech Crazy Blitz jigs. This is their chatterbait style bait, and these are my favorite style bait to throw. These are 1/2 ounce size. This one here is a chartreuse and white, and as a trailer I've got a Gambler Little Easy swim bait trailer. This is also a 1/2 ounce New Tech Crazy Blitz jig, their chatterbait. This is all white, and it's also got the same exact Gambler Little Easy trailer. I've also got this is Candy Crawl. This is also the New Tech 1/2 ounce Crazy Blitz chatterbait, and this has got also Gambler Little Easy trailer. I believe the color on this Little Easy trailer is Copperfield. And then I've got the same New Tech Crazy Blitz jig chatterbait that's in 1/2 ounce and black and blue. And the trailer on this one that I've got currently rigged up to it is a Zoom Speed Crawl. And I have yet to catch a fish using this Speed Crawl in this color. I do use a Zoom Super Chunk on here that I've caught with, or also I'll put on a Gambler Little Easy swim bait trailer and catch fish with it. So once again, these get these back up here. These New Tech Crazy Blitz jigs are my favorite. If I can untangle them here, are my favorite chatterbait to throw. The colors I have the most success with are these lighter colors, this white and chartreuse and white, and also I've caught a few fish on this this neutral color, this Candy Crawl, which is almost like a green pumpkin with a little bit of purple flakes in it. And I've also caught a few fish on this black and blue one, but once again, I haven't done it with this trailer. I've done it with a Zoom Super Chunk and also the Gambler Little Easy swim bait trailer. Also in here, I've got some New Tech Pro Series jigs, which are my favorite jigs to throw. I've got a Candy Crawl here, which is, I believe the weight, this is a 3/8 ounce jig, and I've got the Zoom Green Pumpkin Super Chunk as a trailer. And then I've also got the black and blue, which is also a really good jig. I don't catch a lot of black and blue fish on the black and blue chatterbait, but on this jig here, I do catch quite a few fish on this black and blue jig here. And again, I've got a Zoom black and blue Super Chunk on this one. All right, in terms of crankbaits, I've got this one. I do remember I got this out of a Lucky Tackle Box subscription box one month. This is a Livingston Lures Dive Master 14, I believe. It goes down to 14 feet crankbait. It's electronic. It's got a chip in here that'll send off some electronic fish signals, and also the eyes light up blue. I've hooked a fish on this, but he shook off as I was bringing him to the boat. So I've yet to bring one into the kayak or onto the shore fishing with this one. So I keep this in here because I eventually think this is going to work out really well for me. I've also got this Ish Monroe Biggie Papa crankbait. It's a square bill crankbait. I've caught 2 fish on this one since I had it. And I believe, if I'm correct, I believe this was a mystery tackle box item that I got a couple months ago. My favorite crankbaits that I like to throw in terms of square bills, and these are KVD 1.5s. This is their sexy shad color and blackback chartreuse. When I go crankbait fishing, these are the first 2 that I'll throw out, and I've been quite successful with both of these 2. I've got some other colors that I've yet to catch any fish on, but these 2 all seem to do really well in my bodies of water that I fish. I've got a couple lipless crankbaits here, and these are both Strike King Red Eye Shads. I've got sexy shad color there. And I've also got the black and red craw color. These are both 1/2 ounce, and these have both worked really well for me. Once again, just like my square bills, I've got a couple other colors of these, but I've yet to catch any fish on those other colors. These two have caught fish, so I always carry these in the box with me at all times. And I've got a couple of Lucky Craft jerk baits. This is a Stasium 90. And this is a Pointer 100. I've got a couple other different crankbaits that I have tried and haven't caught fish, but these two I have caught some fish with, and so I always carry these with me. And also this front compartment here I try to keep empty, and this is where I'll put some items that maybe I get from Mystery Tackle Box or Lucky Tackle Box, or maybe an item I pick up that I haven't tried yet. So I'll leave this area empty, and I'll throw in here a couple of different things that maybe I haven't caught fish with, or something new that I want to try out. So that's this 3700 series box. On to the next one. Okay, and this is the second and last 3700 box that I usually take with me fishing, and this is the box that carries my topwater baits. We'll go ahead and start off with these buzz baits, and this is a Banshee series buzz bait from Strike King, and I believe they're only sold at Dick's Sporting Goods, because this is the only place I can find them. So I think they make them specifically for Dick's Sporting Goods. This is the buzz bait that I've caught the most fish on, and this actually might be one of the lures overall that I've caught the most fish on in the area that I fish in. The great thing about this buzz bait, it already comes with a trailer hook, so you don't have to add one to it. But it does really well. I have about 3 or 4 of these. I usually just take one with me at a time. But this is the one that this is the first buzz bait that I'll throw. And whether it's night, evening time, early morning, low light conditions, it still works really, really well. Even though traditionally, usually you go with a darker color bait, but this white, this sexy shad, I believe is a color, works really well pretty much any time during the day. And it's one of the first lures that I'll throw out when I go fishing. One of the other buzz baits I have is this War Eagle black buzz bait, and this buzz bait does really well for me also. And it's the only, I own a couple other different black buzz baits, but they haven't caught any fish. This is the only dark colored buzz bait that I've caught any fish on, and it's, like I said, this one does pretty well. I don't currently have, it doesn't come with the trailer hook, and I don't have one on there now, but when I fish it, I'll put a trailer hook on the back of this. And the last buzz bait that I carry with me is this Cavitron chartreuse and white buzzbait. It also does pretty well. The one thing I like about this buzzbait here is this one you can reel in really, really slow and still keep it on top of the water. So it does pretty well for me. And not as quite as well as this this Strike King Banshee series. I think one reason this does really well is right out the package, it's got a really good, I guess you could say, squeal to it. Let me see if I can see if you can hear that there. So when that's coming through the water, it has a really good squeal to it, and I think that really attracts the fish to this lure compared to the other buzzbaits that I own. All right, next up, I've also got a spinner bait in here. I know this isn't a topwater bait, but this is where I keep my spinner bait. I really don't use this much, and I believe I got this out of one of my subscription services a few months ago. This spinner bait, I've tried it a couple times. I've hooked a fish, but he got off. Then I put a trailer hook on there, and I haven't hooked another fish since then. So it's something I'm going to work on and get a little bit better at using spinner baits. Like I said earlier, instead of spinner baits, I use a lot of chatterbaits, and chatterbaits are some of my favorite lures to fish with. So this coming up here, I'm going to try to get a little bit better at some spinner baits. All right, and these are my walking baits that I use. I've got some, the original Zara Spooks. I've got one here in bone color, and this is, I can't remember the exact color of it, but it's kind of a silver color. Both have caught some fish for me. This bone color has caught more fish for me, and it's the first one I usually throw out when I want to do a walking style topwater bait. And then I've got here this Super Spook Junior, and I've caught a few fish on this. I believe this is Florida bass color. I'll have to check that and make sure that's right, but I believe this is Florida bass color. And this has caught a few fish for me too. If I still want to do a top walking bait and the larger one, the original spooks aren't working quite as well, I'm not getting any bites, I'll jump down to the smaller Spook Junior, the smaller size, and see if I catch any fish that way. And then I've got this even smaller baby Torpedo from Head On. And this I've caught a couple fish with. I've actually hooked more fish, but they seem to wiggle off this one and shake it off more than my spooks do. So I don't fish this too much, but I keep it in here just in case I ever want to throw this back out. All right, now I don't fish a lot of poppers, but the two I do carry, one's a Boyd Duckett series popper that came in one of my subscription services, and then I got this Rebel Pop R. Both of these have caught some fish. This little, actually this little Rebel popper has caught a 3-pounder, while this Boyd Duckett one here has caught a 3-pounder, while this larger Rebel one has only caught fish that were kind of in that 1 pound to 1.5 pound range. And then frogs, these are the two that I fish with the most. And I'll probably start carrying another one or two in there, but really this white yellow bottom does a really good job. This is the one I've, well, actually they probably caught the equal amount of fish, but these are Booyah Pop and Pad Crashers. And one of the weird things about these two is I kept getting this lighter color one, I kept getting strikes, but I couldn't hook up any fish. So I bent out the hooks on both of these. I bent them out a little bit to try to increase. I saw people were doing that to increase their hookup ratios. But this one I still couldn't, for some reason the fish were hitting it but not hooking up. This black one, I was hooking up fish all day long. I was having no problems with hookups. You know, occasionally one will hit it and not grab it, not hook up. But I was getting quite a few. The hookup ratio on this was pretty good. So what I did with this this lighter color one, I cut down about halfway the skirt on these, and you can see the difference in lengths of the skirt. And once I did that, I started, the hookup ratio shot up with this, and I started hooking more fish with this one. So for some reason, this lighter bellied one, the fish were grabbing it better when I had smaller trailers on it, and this dark bellied one worked just fine right out the package, and I haven't done any modifications to it. So that's my Topwater 3700 series box, and that pretty much goes over everything that I cover or I bring with me fishing, whether it's in my tackle warehouse, tackle backpack, or if I'm on my kayak. Once again, these plain old boxes, if I'm on my kayak, I'll just throw them in the back into my milk crate, along with some of my other items like my fish grips I'll keep up front with me, and my scale I'll keep up front with me in the kayak. Everything else will go in the crate. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put those in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my video channel if you want to see more fishing videos, any unboxing videos, and gear review videos. Once again, this is Jeremy Baker. Thanks for watching.